Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. It is February 5th, 2018. And ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and get started with all of this information, just bear with me 1 minute. I want to go ahead and share our live stream on our Planet X News Facebook page, and we'll let some people get in here real quick, so just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and share this on our Facebook page so everybody else can come on in here. Just bear with me. I got some interesting information, excuse me, that I'm going to share with all of you. And if all of you haven't seen information on the sun simulator, now it's going to be your chance. Just give me 1 second. Just let everybody know where we're at and what we're doing. And we're going to go ahead and bring up this information right here. Just give me 1 second. You know, folks, a lot of people dispute the fact that there is something in our sky known as a sun simulator. Well, I have to beg to differ, because there are probably several of these sun simulators or solar simulators, whatever you want to call them. There's probably several of them up in the upper atmosphere, outer space. Again, whatever you want to call it, folks. You know, we don't have absolute concrete evidence as far as the distance that these objects are in the upper atmosphere or in outer space. But there is so much mounting evidence that these objects exist, and they are there for a reason. Probably one of the main reasons is for deception, because if they weren't trying to deceive us, all of us, the entire world population, would know what was up there, why it was up there, and what it was doing. What are the purposes? You know, I listen to many people dispute the fact that this is even possible. How could this be done? Why would this be done? You know, folks, let's just be cut and dry about this. What really do we know about outer space? What do we really know about what our government space agencies are doing? What do we really know about the technology that they have? Very simple answer to all of it. We don't know diddly squat. So, for someone to sit back and say that this is nonsense, this is garbage, this is BS, this can't be possible, this is just complete, utter nonsense, and the best comment is, I know for a fact that there is no such thing as a sun simulator. Excuse me. So if you know for a fact, where do you get your facts? Grand Solar Minimum just threw me a $10 bill. I'm going to have to give that back to you, Jake. But anyways, folks, getting back to this sun simulator, you know, here's my point. We don't know everything. In fact, we know very little. We know very little about what government space agencies do. Like, for instance, over the last few months, all of these rocket launches, and more to come. We have a lot of people that have doubts about men walking on the moon, astronauts. Some say that was fake. Some say that was made in a studio. There's evidence showing that it was probably possible. We have daily videos popping up on YouTube talking about everything in the International Space Station is faked and in a studio. I mean, we see some of these YouTube creators that investigate these matters. I think they're doing a great job of proving it. With all of the space radiation, how could a human being withstand 6 months up there in that space station? Are there really people up there? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of questions, and there's a lot of people out there that think they know it all. They come out and they make bold statements saying that this is fake, this is nonsense, this is BS, but they don't back it up with proof. But I'm going to show you once and for all and once again that there is clear and precise evidence backing this up, that there is some type of device or multiple devices that are up there in our upper atmosphere or right on the edge of space that are simulating sunlight for some reason or another. You ask yourself, is this even possible? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is possible. NASA and space agencies have been working on artificial sun and solar simulators and sun simulators for a very long time. They first started out making these devices to simulate the heat and the exposure of the sun on spacecrafts in a controlled environment right here on Earth. Oh, yes, there are patents all over the internet exposing all of this. Then you start to connect the dots. And as I've said before, folks, the more and more we plug away and we research and we investigate, sooner or later, somebody is going to crack this thing wide open. But, you know, the debunkers, they're going to sit there, no matter what evidence you put forth, they are going to call you a liar. Well, I've shown the pictures that you're about to see. I've shown them before, and I'm going to show them again. Because earlier this morning, I watched a well-known figure. He was doing a video with a guest. And they got on the subject of this sun simulator. And both said that this is just absolute nonsense. It can't be possible. And then I started thinking to myself, wow, the guest is, no offense to anybody out there, but she's just like this common housewife type. You know, she doesn't have any science background, no astronomy background, you know, nothing. She doesn't really know what she's talking about. And she's trying to sound really smart and educated in this interview. And I don't even know why the hell she's being interviewed, because the photographs and the information that she is showing is nothing more than ghosted images of the sun and the moon in her video camera. Okay? And folks, there's a lot of that going around. A lot of you are falling prey to it. We're not going to see, quote, Nibiru or Planet X. We're not going to see it from Mother Earth. So I don't care if any of you get mad at me for saying this, but we're just not going to see this object from the ground. So these YouTube channels, like WSO, I mean, I hate to crack on these guys over there, but they're literally showing their subscribers and their followers complete and utter nonsense. The cohorts that they have gathered up in that group over there with this guy Alex and this other guy Bobby and this other woman, I don't even know what her name is. I mean, they are literally showing you complete, utter nonsense. Are we trying to get at the truth, or are we just trying to trick our subscribers and trick our followers instead of everybody banding together to dig into this matter and find the truth? There are other YouTube channels that are doing the same. Pure and simple clickbait. Ladies and gentlemen, if I don't have anything to show you, I'm not just going to sit here and make up a BS video to get it up on YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. YouTube is garbage. YouTube is completely 100% censored. So I'm listening to other individuals say that they're investigating Planet X, but they don't believe that there is something up there like this sun simulator. Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut, but I'm not going to, because you all know me. I'm here to speak the truth as I see it, and that's how I'm going to bring it to each and every one of you. I don't mean to crack on other YouTube channels and blah, blah, blah. But when I see them showing you complete and utter nonsense and BS, I have to say something. So, this little housewife, who all of a sudden now she is this freaking premier Planet X investigator and really doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground, now all of a sudden she's making statements that a sun simulator would be nonsense. And who has not seen beautiful sunsets in the sky? Honey, go back to your kitchen. Go make some pancakes for your 30 kids, okay? Now here's the deal, folks. We have plenty of documented information going back quite a long time about this sun simulator. All of you take photographs of the sky, and I urge you to continue to do that. But just because you see a pink dot or a blue dot in your photographs, don't think that it's a planet. Don't think that it is Nibiru or Planet X, because it is not. These are camera artifacts, lens flares. I mean, to tell you the truth, folks, they're really not lens flares. I mean, these idiotic debunkers use the terminology lens flare, but in actuality, they don't even know what the hell a lens flare is. And I will show you what a lens flare is during this video that I have set up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start playing this video right now. And what you're going to see is you're going to see stone cold hard evidence that there is a device up there that is simulating the sun for some reason or another. After you see this live stream and after you see this video information, if you still have doubts that this object that I'm going to show you doesn't exist, I'd have to give you the advice that you better go get your head examined. because the majority of this information is coming directly from the International Space Station live feed. And then they cut it off. And we see a lot of that. So a few months ago, one of my subscribers, his name is Gary, and Gary just happened to be watching the NASA live feed, and all of a sudden, the whole entire screen turned fuchsia pink. I'm going to go ahead and start this, and I'll just go ahead and narrate through it. Now, what you're looking at here is whatever they were doing. This is International Space Station footage. This isn't something that I made up. Okay? This is the International Space Station filming, which is supposed to be the sun. Okay? This was supposed to be the sunrise from the International Space Station. Now, do any of you think that looks like the sun? Because if you think that looks like the sun, then you need to go to Walmart, you need to go to the optical department, and you need to buy the thickest pair of glasses that they sell. Now, this photograph was recently published by Mr. MBB333. Let me just stop this here real quick. Now, I mean, he didn't go too hard into this and saying it was a planet or it was this or it was that. But it is a perfectly round anomaly in the sky. I personally think that this photograph depicts one of the lensing systems on this sun simulator. It just happened to be caught by a gentleman taking pictures of the streaking chemtrails, and then he caught that right where the red arrow is. I inverted the photograph, put it side by side, and I wanted to make sure that what we were seeing was a perfectly spherical object. There it is. Do I know 100% what that is? Absolutely not. But it sure as hell isn't a planet. And it sure as hell isn't Planet X. And it sure as hell isn't Nibiru. Because if an object was that visible and that close to us, we would all be dead. D-E-A-D, dead. El muerto, dead. Let's get back to this. So, this is another photograph that was taken, and I received this photograph, I think back in 2016, from a lady that was driving down, I think it's U.S. Highway number 5? Is it number 5 in San Diego? And I'm going to just jump back here real quick. She stopped in the middle of the highway and pulled over and snapped this photograph because she saw it with her own eyes. I mean, if you take a look at that, folks, it wasn't a camera anomaly because at first she saw it with her own eyes. So she grabbed her cell phone. She was using an Apple phone. She zoomed into it and she took that photograph. She got back in her car, didn't look at the photograph till she got home. Then when she got home, she was like, wow, what in the hell is this? Now, myself and many others have gone over and over the possibilities of this sun simulator and maybe different lensing array systems that they may possibly be using. Well, here's the thing, folks. I feel that there are definitely more than one of these devices up there. Based on past technology and new technology, we may be looking at some new technology that's up there, and we may be looking at some older technology that may be up there that they've been using for some time. If you even think that you know what NASA is doing and you know what the European Space Agency is doing, I mean, how could you make a statement like that? How could anyone say, I know that doesn't exist? You can't. So, my point is, once again, you have to go by the evidence that you're seeing, the evidence that is being gathered, not just by me, but from many, many other people around the world. And if you just say, I don't believe it, well, what about the old saying, seeing is believing? So this was what looks to be some type of lens, and that was caught by a lady in San Diego. Now, just recently, let me just go ahead and stop this. Just recently, once again, Mr. MBB333, I'm just going to call him Mr. MB for short. One of his subscribers was out in South Dakota a few months back taking some photographs, and he was taking photographs of this big mountain monument, and he didn't realize that later on in his photographs, up in the upper left-hand corner, there was this octagonal shape, kind of silvery looking. So he downloaded the computer pictures onto the computer, and he zoomed into them, and lo and behold, what do we have here? Well, that object that you see on your screen right now matches Sun Simulator patented blueprints by the United States Government Space Agency, NASA. So you say to yourself, well, what the hell is it doing up there? Well, hence the name, Sun Simulator. They're simulating the sun. Why do all of you think that the sun has gone from being orange or yellow to just a big white bulb in the sky? Each and every one of you has made that statement, including myself. How is it that we are seeing these things? Are we just supposed to think that they're make-believe? They don't exist, but yet people are documenting it with photography and video. So, once again, I'm going to go ahead and stop this. And this is a side-by-side of the sun simulator on the right and the sun simulator in the sky on the left. Do you see the correlation? Do you see the comparison? Do you believe what you are seeing? Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is of no benefit to me whether you believe this or not. My goal is to bring you the information as I get it and as I see it. And as I see it right now, wow, that is pretty concrete evidence, because you're looking at a patented solar simulator on the right, and you're looking at something that was spotted in the sky in South Dakota not more than a few months ago. Well, hot diggity damn. Looky, looky what we got there. So we'll let this little slideshow presentation go ahead and start moving forward. But this is what I'm talking about, folks. There are way too many people saying that, oh, this can't be possible. Oh, you're a liar. You're this and you're that. Okay. I don't see you explaining to anyone what is being seen in the skies worldwide. So if you take a look at this image, once again, what do we see right there? Oh, looky there. It's another hexagon shape. Oh, just so perfectly defined. It must be one of those hexagon-shaped clouds that God put into the sky. Let's not be naive here, people. We know damn well that there are no clouds in the sky in the shape of hexagons, or octagons, or triangles, or squares. We know that our sun is not shaped like a 5-pointed star. We know that our sun is not showing up in the sky as a 6-pointed star, or as a diamond, or as some people have said and described it as a teardrop, a lemon, the lemon-shaped sun. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is just all being caused by the atmosphere. Wow, the atmosphere is now a magician in the sky. But let's be realistic, folks. How do you think that image right there got there? Why do you think they changed the composition of the chemtrail formulas that they used? No more do you see the chemtrail clouds with the big puffy clouds. No, that doesn't exist anymore because they changed that compound and they changed it to something that disperses into a very thin haze. And then, with the combination of the chemtrailing and these solar simulators or sun simulators, we start to get the rainbow effect in the clouds. Now, the naughty little debunkers will tell you that those are called iridescent clouds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, can someone please tell me how far back does legitimate iridescent cloud, how can I say this? Documentation. How far back does that go? Or is this just all of a sudden a new phenomenon? And that people in meteorology and science just decided to name it and give it their theoretical opinion. Iridescent clouds. Ladies and gentlemen, I just turned 50 years old last week, and in my 50 years, never, ever have I seen an iridescent cloud until 2016, and now I see them every day. So, let's get down to brass tacks here. Who's feeding you a line of bullshit? It ain't me. It's your government, your space agencies, and the little scumbag debunkers and YouTube trolls on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Because these little scumbags, they don't want you believing that any of this is possible. But it's all possible, ladies and gentlemen. It's all possible, and it is unfolding right in front of your eyes. Each and every day that you step out from your home into this rotten, disgusting air that they have us breathing, you are experiencing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, how do you think that whenever you take these photographs of the sun and everybody's getting those big pink rose petal formations in their photographs. Where do you think those are coming from, folks? Do you think that's just a problem with your cell phone camera or your $900 Nikon P900? I mean, just look at this photograph right here. It has been untouched, no color changes, and you could see the rainbow effect in the rays of this so-called sun. Ladies and gentlemen, since when does the sun shine with the colors of the spectrum like it is being cast through a prism? Not in my 50 years. I don't know about any of you, but I've never seen anything like it until the last couple of years. But let's go ahead and move on. I'm sorry for being so candid with all of you, but it's just the way that I am, and it is just the way that I feel. I've been investigating, chemtrails since early 2005. And matter of fact, in 2009, Facebook deleted my entire Facebook page just for no reason, because I was, documenting and sharing, photographs and things that I was seeing in the skies pertaining to chemtrails. And I guess they didn't like it. Somebody got a bug up their ass and they canned my account. Now, some of you have seen this photograph before. I showed this. A gentleman sent it in to me. He actually sent in a couple of photographs. And he said to me, Scott, I can't make out what the hell is going on here. What is happening? What is this? Well, it sure as hell isn't the sun. Because how could the sun have a line, like these lines, this grid across it? How's that possible? Does anybody out there have an explanation? Because I've shown this photograph and the series of these photographs many times. The little scumbag debunkers that are on YouTube, they won't touch this. I dare them now. I dare them. You go ahead and you try to explain this to people, because all you will be doing is lying through your teeth like all of you do on a daily basis. You lie to people. You try to change their minds, to dumb them down. But you're not going to do it to the people of Planet X News and for the people that follow me and Dr. Albers. We will not let it happen, ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you think to yourself, if you just looked at that picture, would you think it was a spotlight in the sky, or would you identify that as the sun? If the picture didn't have all the little puffy clouds in it, would you think it was just a big white flashlight in the sky, or what? Mamma mia. Whenever I saw this photograph, I was floored whenever I saw this. And no color alterations have been done to these photographs. And this was a little bit of a broader spectrum, so we can see it a little bit better. And again, you have some coloring changes up here in blue. Where is this coming from? I have no idea. Once again, we're back to what Mr. MB's follower shot in the skies above South Dakota. And then I got one crackpot debunker, who he thinks he's a debunker, over there in the UK. Goes by some made-up German name, even though he's British. He claims that he debunked this and it was photoshopped. The guy doesn't even own a computer. He does all of his little stupid videos on a cheap cell phone and uploads them to YouTube, but he wants all of us to take him as being credible. But he's nothing more than an idiot. So, folks, if you looked up into the sky and you saw something like that, you got two things. If you knew about the sun simulator and maybe a UFO. But it doesn't even look like a UFO. Because whenever you compare it to the octagon-shaped sun simulator that we've uncovered the patents to, they match perfectly. And then you all wonder why, when you take these photographs up in the sky and you take these photographs of the sun, you wonder why you're getting all of these crazy looking anomalies. This is why. Listen, you know, there's a lot of these idiot debunkers that make fun of Jeff P. and the investigative work that he has done for over a year now, I think maybe a year and a half, on the sun simulator. And I think Jeff has uncovered probably some of the most crucial evidence that these devices do exist. Now, I had a subscriber send this photograph in to me, and this is possibly one of the older simulators up there that uses a whole array of lenses. I mean, let's face it. Looky what we got right there. We have this sphere, which you can plainly see that it's flat. It's not actually a sphere. It's flat. Look at the lines in it. You see those lines? What about the photograph that we just looked at? Let me go back. What about that? What does that match? Yeah, it kind of matches what we just looked at. Yeah, kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Here's another one of the lenses. Here's another one of the lenses. I just inverted it so you can see it even better. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of evidence backing all of this up. Hold on one second, folks. Hold on, Dawn. Dawn, I can't do what you want me to do while I'm actually live streaming, but after I'm done, I will do that. But anyways, getting back to what we're talking about here, folks. Okay, this is possibly a lens, multiple lenses. You know, we don't know exactly how mechanically this device works, but what are we looking at here? What, are you trying to tell me that it's just a camera anomaly? Well, what type of camera anomaly would this be? I don't want to hear it's a reflection, because it's not a reflection. If you don't know the definition of reflection, look it up. Pretty suspicious, if you ask me. And once again, all of the information flows together. What we're looking at is not natural. And it does exist in your sky. The problem is, ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting an uphill battle against New World Order, Illuminati scum, government scum, people that just want to dumb you down. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't care. So we're going to get back to what was captured on the ISS. Now, I took screenshot photographs from the video that Gary sent me. I produced all of it into 4K ultra high definition. And whenever I did that, started looking at the photographs. Well, lo and behold, this is our sun. This was videotaped and photographed from the International Space Station. As this object supposedly came up from the horizon, it turned the entire Earth fuchsia pink. And just like the little housewife from Tucson, Arizona, that doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground, claims that there can't be a sun simulator in the sky because she knows better. Honey, get back to cooking those chicken McNuggets for your 30 kids. I've been doing this for a long time. I know the difference between something that is fake and something that is real, reality. And folks, there's a lot of people out there that need a reality check. And until you go out there and you do years of research and you put that time in and you bring me solid, hardcore evidence that what we're looking at is truly the real sun. Give me a break. Let's take a look at this photograph. You can see a hexagon shape, clearly defined angles. It almost looks like an umbrella, an extended umbrella, right here. And in the other photographs, it's even more defined, ladies and gentlemen. So, how would this be the real sun? In this photograph, black and white, you can see these perfectly straight lines. How's that possible? Again, these are just different filters of the same screen capture that Gary caught just before the International Space Station faded to black. Here's a close-up in high definition. What do you think? Do you think that's your sun? Or do you think that is an object, a device? Again, folks, I'm just trying to be realistic here, and I'm just trying to show you where the deception is coming from. And it's coming from our governments and our space agencies and the people on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter trying to debunk this information, because these people are outright fools and liars. So, when you're looking at this photograph and you can clearly see the defined hexagon shapes or the octagon shapes behind this dark circle, oh, what? The sun's just producing this type of anomaly? And then you wonder why you're getting all of these crazy things in your photographs when you're trying to photograph the sun. This is why. This is why. So again, folks, you have to think outside of the box. I don't know it all. None of you know it all. And the debunkers, man, they don't know shit. Now, I'm going to stop it right here. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this was the original photograph taken by the space station as this object came into view. It turned the entire atmosphere fuchsia pink. But the little housewife back in Tucson, Arizona says that, oh, didn't you ever see such beautiful sunsets? Ladies and gentlemen, when was the last time in your life that you watched a sunset turn the entire sky pink just about all day? You wake up in the morning, the sky's pink. You see the iridescent clouds in the sky during the afternoon. And then as the sun sets, it all comes back around again. How is that happening? Why is that happening? Does anybody have the true answer? So right after the sky or the atmosphere turned completely freaking pink, the ISS feed was cut, like they always do. They see a little UFO go by, they cut the live feed. Or the astronaut supposedly out there puts his hand over the camera. I think all of those little ISS interviews that they have with those astronauts, I think they're all in a little studio because I don't believe they're really up there. This was one screenshot that I took that I did make some coloration changes to because I wanted to define that type of umbrella shape that is behind the light source. I mean, let's be realistic, folks. What do you think? I mean, voice your opinions. Do you think I'm half cocked and out of my mind? Or are you seeing what I'm seeing? I mean, I've been at this way, way too long and uncovering way too much information to believe anything that any World Space Agency has to say. I listened to some crackpot today that has a YouTube channel, and he's supposed to be one of these very educated debunkers, and the name of his channel was called Space Weather. But yet that jerk off, he won't go on and do a live stream with me face to face and debate whether or not Planet X exists and whether or not a sun simulator device exists. The challenge is there, buddy. I made it to you again. Because all of the information that you portray to your viewers who are nothing but troll scum, you're a liar and you skew all of the information. And this is the same scumbag over at Space Weather that trolls Dutch synths and makes his life a miserable hell. And this guy also trolls suspicious observers. He calls Dutch a liar. He calls Ben a liar. But he is truly the only liar. And then we got this butt munch down in New Zealand that goes by the name of Dazza the Cameraman. He's washed up. He's no longer a debunker. He's making videos now about clouds in the sky and little birdies because he's done lost his mind like he did before. And he is one of the people responsible for Dr. Albers' career ending at the university where she put in 17 years as a professor. So are these the scumbags that we should be listening to? Or should we be looking at the hardcore evidence staring you right in the face? You know, folks, it blows my mind that, you know, each and every day I try to help out. I try to inform everyone. I try to steer everyone into the right space. And I'm not talking about outer space. There are a lot of YouTube channels out there that want nothing more than for you to click on their video and watch a few minutes of it so they can get a legitimate view. Me, I don't care about YouTube views. I don't care about YouTube money. What I do care about is each and every one of you getting the right and correct and precise information. So what we're looking at once again is a photograph of what the International Space Station claimed to be the sun rising, and it turned the entire sky and atmosphere fuchsia pink. This is the original photograph. This, what you see here, folks, jetting off of this object, that is a lens flare. This is a lens flare. Look at the lens flare shape. Wow. There you go. You know, folks, everything that is happening in this world, each and every day, hour by hour, minute by minute, we really don't have time for nonsense. We just don't have time for it. We don't have time for charlatans like these people over at WSO. We don't have time for charlatans like Space Weather, that YouTube channel. We don't have time for charlatans like Dazza the cameraman and his YouTube channel, or the guy over there at Astronomy Live who lies through his teeth. All of these other idiots, this Robert Lockwood channel, and this Twiggy channel, and this Sarah Smile channel, and these other idiots that call themselves the Demon channel. We don't have time for those idiots. They troll the living hell out of me. They make fun of me. They make fun of Dr. Albers. They try to discredit her. But the fact of the matter is the evidence is staring you right in the face. I mean, let's just take a look at this model. Now, this is not a true object in the sky, what you're seeing here right now. Excuse me. It's an artist's rendition. Excuse me. Let me get a sip of that Red Bull. Let me get fired up a little bit more here. Yeah, baby. Anywho, anyhow, and anyway, this is the deal. The NASA Space Agency, the European Space Agency, I swear to God, they employ more graphic artists and animators than they do freaking astronauts. Why? Because everything they show you is pretty fake. If you look down in the corner of a lot of their photographs, it says artist's conception, artist's rendition. How about some real images, man? How about that? So, this artist's rendition, or this is what he would think of what this sun simulator might look like. Wow. Pretty damn good. Kind of looks like multiple lenses. Oh, and NASA's currently working on this object that they plan on putting in space. it's supposed to be called the solar jammer. Jammer. And what is it? It's a big octagon-shaped silver kite. It's massive. It opens up right before your eyes in outer space. So, ladies and gentlemen, that point that I'm trying to make is, for people to tell you that they know something is not true for a fact when it comes to what NASA or the European Space Agency or your governments are doing, they are full of crap. Because how would they know? Are they on the inside? Oh, what? They have a NASA insider? Like I hear WSO telling people all the time that he has photographs coming from a NASA insider? Ladies and gentlemen, that is a government space agency. Do you think a person working for a government space agency would send a little YouTube channel top secret confidential photographs? But yet, 75,000 people still fall for that bullshit on a daily basis. But what we need is cold, hard facts, not an illusion. You all hear me bitching and complaining about what's happening with the weather. Folks, we have a serious situation brewing in the North Pole. I've discussed some of it. Not all of it yet, because I'm still compiling the information, and there is weeks and weeks and weeks of it that I have to get caught up in. We already see the disastrous occurrences with our weather, and our weather is going to take a toll on all of us. So if you're going to sit back and you're going to think that this is all just a bunch of BS, man, get off of my YouTube channel, go outside, dig a hole, stick your freaking head in it, and pull the dirt back over it. We here at Planet X News, we don't have time for the nonsense. We have become a massive network of people worldwide seeking the truth, working all of us together as a team. Me being the biggest mouth out of all of you. So once again, this photograph captured by accident from the International Space Station immediately fade to black. What's up with that? My nerves. Let me just see something here for a minute, folks. Okay, I thought my feed cut off. So again, you know, we're taking a look at all of these little octagons, all of these little octagon shapes. What's this out here? What's this out here? What is that? What's that? I never saw this ever before on the space station, and I watch the live feed all the time trying to catch them. They panned over to that and instantaneously fade to black. Fade to black. They're good at that shit. Fade to black. Oh wow, we screwed up. Fade to black. So, you know, after listening to some BS today on YouTube about this sun simulator being fake, Prove it. Prove that it is fake. I am proving to all of you that the possibilities that there are devices in our upper atmosphere that are simulating the sun for a reason in conjunction with chemtrailing to either hide what is up there or to possibly heat the earth. Is there a possibility that the sun has lost some of its energy from interacting with this stellar core and these other objects? It's a high possibility. Is there a possibility that the Earth has been pushed out just a little bit further out of its orbit? Why all of a sudden are we seeing all of these supermoons where it looks like you can just reach out and touch the moon when they say that it is 238,000 miles away, but yet during a supermoon, even though it's supposed to be a little bit closer, it looks like you can stick your tongue out and put it right on the moon. So another question is, how many of you have experienced supermoons in your life? How many of you have gone through your life hearing that supermoon terminology? It's kind of new to me over the last couple of years. 2016, what did we have? 9 supermoons? How many in 2017? How many are we going to have in 2018? A lot of questions need answers. And what is the harm, ladies and gentlemen, for all of us to gather, form a hypothesis, form a theory, talk about it, expose it, share information? There's nothing wrong with it in our eyes. But in the eyes of this so-called New World Order and the elite and the Illuminati and whoever else these people want to, whatever else they want to call themselves, they're all a bunch of nitwits, blood-sucking scum. They want to destroy humanity. They don't want to make it better. They want to destroy it. I think beyond a shadow of a doubt that what you've seen here today proves that there is definitely something in the skies, in the upper atmosphere, that is supposedly our sun. Yeah. I don't think so. Doesn't look like it to me, folks. I mean, you just take a look at what's there. I don't know. A lot of evidence being captured around the world each and every day, hour by hour, minute by minute. It's all there. I'm not making it up. I'm showing you. I'm showing you. Well, it seems that they're messing around with my stream quality. It keeps going back and forth, but that's okay. I know I'm getting a little loud and rowdy because I am passionate about what I do, and I will continue to expose all of this each and every day. And ladies and gentlemen, starting tomorrow, I have a lot more time, and I'm going to be doing a lot more video presentations on what is happening around the world, whether YouTube likes it or not, whether Facebook likes it or not, whether Twitter likes it or not. So whenever you see the videos being posted on YouTube, make sure you watch them. Everything will always be available on our Facebook page, our Twitter account, and also our website. Make sure you have a bookmark for our website. All of the links are in the description box underneath the videos. Everything will always be posted on our Facebook page. So folks, make sure that you're checking your subscriptions to Dr. Albers' channel and the Planet X News channel. Because what we've been seeing, once again, is YouTube unsubscribing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people all at once. And you don't know it. And then you wonder why you're not getting a notification for the video. That's why I urge each and every one of you to get over. I'm going to end this real quick. Hold on one second. We've all seen enough of the sun simulator. We know it's there. Each and every one of you get over to Facebook. And some of you tell me, hey Scott, I don't do Facebook. Well, listen there, Joe, George, Steve, Mary, and Janet. It's about time to do Facebook. If you have to do Facebook for one reason, to be a follower of Planet X News, then do it. But right here, you folks can get over here and follow the page. Follow. Click on follow. Then whenever you follow, you're going to have to set it up so you choose to see the posts from Planet X News. Click on it so it goes from default to seeing it first. If you feel like you're going to miss something. Okay? All of our information, everything that you need is right here. I post all of it. Minute by minute, hour by hour. Everything will be right here. If you see a link like this, if you see a link in any one of my posts, take note. Click on it. It's there for a reason. I thought that was pretty funny, huh? I made this up today. Proper troll disposal process. Those are actually Christmas trees. Everything's here, folks. I publish on the Planet X News website on a day-to-day basis. I probably publish anywhere from 10 to 15 articles a day. All of it is worthy of reading. For instance, an asteroid flyby. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty interesting. This was updated views of sunspot 2699 that will be Earth-facing in about 48 hours. And, once again, you got some of these people out there that are saying, hey, there's nothing wrong with this sunspot. Oh, this sunspot's nothing. Oh, it's not going to do anything. Blah, blah, blah. Well, how in the hell do you know? I mean, what do you got, a crystal ball tuned into the sun that's telling you that sunspot's not going to erupt? We're not going to have any problems. Hey, listen here, folks, real quick. Let me pause this. Pay attention to what I'm showing you. When you're watching videos on YouTube, especially mine, whenever you start your YouTube player, you see this little gear right here. Click on that gear. Click on quality. This is the resolution quality. Click on it. Go to the highest resolution and click on it before you start your video. All of my videos are done, all of my videos are done either in 720, 1080, 1440, or 2160. And I did this video in 4K, ultra high definition. So make sure you're clicking on that, and it will give you a much higher resolution in the videos that you're watching. So once again, we have these people out there on YouTube, and they're telling you, oh, there's nothing wrong with this sunspot 2699. It's not going to harm us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that is a possibility. But until that sunspot, which is in the equatorial region where Earth is located, once that sunspot moves over to the western limb of the sun and out of our way, then you could say it's not going to harm us. But when you see that amount of activity coming right at your planet across the equator, the equatorial region of the sun, you have to be concerned. See, ladies and gentlemen, they downplay a lot of stuff. And that's not right. And I want you all to take a good look at your sun today. I want you all to take a good look at the amount of solar flaring and plasma releases and filament releases that all of a sudden started to occur 48 hours ago. Yes, it's all pretty normal, but all of a sudden, the sun's been asleep for a couple of weeks. No CMEs, no big filament releases, no sunspots, and now, all of a sudden, she's awoke. And there it is. So once again, you have people out there giving you bad information, telling you that sunspot 2699, nothing to worry about. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever you see me post videos like this that don't have anything to do with Planet X, I think you should watch them, because I'm putting the information out there for a reason, and that is to notify you of what is happening. And I want you to share that information with others. So for the people that think that there is absolutely no harm that could come to us from that sunspot, nothing could happen to us. We don't know that. That sunspot hasn't gotten here yet, but it will be here in the next 48 hours. This was an update that I did, I think it was late yesterday or early today. Once again, don't forget to click on your resolution. Bring your resolution all the way up. Make sure you have it set for the higher resolution. And again, looking at a couple sunspots that are moving in. The bigger one, 2699, it is Earth. It will be Earth facing. It is right at the equatorial region of the sun. We are slightly below the equator. And for somebody to come out there and tell you that there is nothing to worry about, they must have bought new batteries for their crystal ball. Because once again, folks, that's false information. I mean, that looks like a pretty volatile situation brewing on the eastern limb of the sun. And in about 48 hours, it will be at the point where if something does occur, it will affect Earth. And I'm not talking about, seeing some aurora borealis. So once again, when I post this information, it's not for fun and games. It is to inform each and every one of you. You're all here for a reason, because you want to know what's happening. You want the power of that knowledge. Remember, knowledge is power. We cannot allow anyone to take it away from us, because the day comes that they take your brain away, you're done. You're finished. Right now, we have the power of information. We have the power of sharing the information through social media. But as soon as they take that away, we're going to be sending smoke signals like the Indians used to do back in the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Stay tuned, because Scott's about to go off. I am going to expose and uncover everything. Starting tomorrow, probably about 5 a.m. If you feel like you're going to miss something, don't worry about it. It will be on the Planet X News YouTube channel. It will be on Twitter. It will be on our website. And it will be on Facebook. I see they're messing around with my feed again. Let's just jump out of there. But anyways, folks, that's what I wanted to show all of you. I wanted to show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that the sun simulator does exist. And you know, our Planet X News website has a wealth of information that is, a lot of this information is posted before mainstream media even gets their hands on it. This was an update right here on the meteor that was seen over 7 states. There was a video attached to it right here at the bottom. Scientists actually got their hands on some of the fragments, and they talk about it in the video. This is the meteor that everyone saw over the 7 states. This is an update. Apparently, a few people said, oh, that's old information. Well, apparently you can't read because it says update. Update means update, new information. Read it. And again, a lot of information on what's happening with weather. Massive floods in Argentina. This river, I mean, my God, this river displaced 10,000 people instantaneously coming out of nowhere. Record snowfall in Russia. Oh yeah, you wouldn't think that would be something that would be, you know, a big deal. Yeah, wait till you see what happened there. There's the article. Read it. All earthquake data. All major earthquakes that occur, the information will be posted on Facebook, and soon after, a complete article detailing all of the information. And when you want detailed earthquake information on a big earthquake, it's all right there. All for you to read. All of the information. Bingo. It's just not a 1, 2, 3 article, folks. It's all there. I don't just, sit here twiddling my thumbs all day. I am seeking the truth. And this is your information highway right here, Planet X News. This is a very interesting article, too, about these chemtrails and some of the other compounds and things that are being discovered in these chemtrails. Disgusting, I might say. It was a complete space weather report for yesterday, February 4th. Here was more photographic evidence of Planet X and the photographs that were shared with me by several people over in Europe. And, I had somebody leave a comment the other day asking me, why am I showing pictures of Planet X that everyone has seen already? Not everyone has seen them. And we have new followers every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, just in the course of 2 weeks, the Planet X News Facebook page, we have 3,000 new followers in that short amount of time. So, they haven't seen it all. So, if I repost something and I'm re-explaining it, don't feel bad. Don't feel butthurt. Skip over it. Go to something else. But give everybody else a chance to see what you have already seen. More on chemtrailing. We're going to be disclosing more and more information on this chemtrailing. Some amazing photographs in this article. And we have also another big problem that is brewing. Excuse me, mainstream media is now grabbing a hold of it. And it is the Earth's magnetic field reversal. A lot of people think that this is no big deal, where the North Pole, magnetic North Pole, exchanges its position with the magnetic South Pole. Some people think that that's not a big deal. Yeah, folks, that's a really, really big deal. It's a disastrous deal. It could end life on this planet. Do your homework. I'm posting the articles. I'm posting credible information, and it's all right here. It made the front page, the lower front page of an Australian newspaper the other day. All of this information that some of these scientists are now squawking and flapping their gums about because they're scared, it made its way across the media worldwide. This article. We already know that the magnetic North Pole is drifting over towards Siberia. We have huge problems brewing in the Arctic, in the North Pole. I'm working on a ton of information right now. When I start posting this information, folks, I want you to read it. I want you to try to understand it, and I will try to explain it as best as possible. But the situation that is brewing in our North Pole is directly responsible for the weather anomalies that we are having now and that we will have in the very near future. And it is not, I repeat, it is not going to get any better. It is going to get dramatically worse. I'm telling you. This article about the magnetic pole shift, this is something that we need to keep our eye on, but it's kind of difficult because, I don't have a NASA insider like they do over at WSO. I don't play in make-believe land. I live in damn reality. And this is the reality, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reality. Everybody who follows Planet X News is up to date with the information. You are getting real news. You're not getting lens flares and a bunch of BS. All of the information will always be publicized hour by hour on all of our social media platforms, from the website to YouTube to Twitter to Facebook and the website. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, the time is now. We have to continue each and every day to gather this information. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of you out there that are a big help, a huge help, because you're posting your information. It allows me to check it out and review it. And wow, we have legitimately started a worldwide network, and they are going to try and bring it down. But you know what? The bigger we get, the harder it will be. We have to stick together as a team. This isn't all about me being some damn YouTube personality or some Facebook personality, because I sure as hell am not a celebrity. And if you think this is some type of glorified position, think again, because it is not. I actually lose sleep over this every single day. If I'm lucky, I get 3 hours of sleep. People ask me, do you sleep? Do you sleep? Not a lot. Not a lot. Because I have a lot on my mind. And everything that you see on these social media platforms, these are all things that I'm investigating, researching, and these are things that I am truly worried about. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are following other YouTube channels and other groups, you really need to start questioning what they're showing you. Because I know some of you get caught up in these fancy little pictures and this love God and Jesus stuff. And it's okay to have your faith and have your religion, but you better watch out for the wolf in sheep's clothing. Because before you know it, they're going to turn around and they're going to bite you right in your ass. This is Scott from Planet X News. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.